It was supposed to be just another quiet week in Hollywood, until one jaw-dropping revelation turned the internet upside down. Fans were already buzzing after Beyoncé's recent cryptic Instagram post, but absolutely no one was prepared for what came next. A high-profile plastic surgeon, once believed to be bound by client confidentiality, has allegedly come forward with shocking claims about none other than Blue Ivy Carter. And what he says has fans completely divided. According to the source, Blue Ivy, yes. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's eldest daughter may have undergone a series of aesthetic enhancements that the public was never supposed to know about. And now the doctor says he's ready to set the record straight, even if it means risking everything. Was it a slip of the tongue? A calculated move? Or a betrayal that's about to tear apart the Carter dynasty? Social media is already in flames. The Bayhive is lashing out. Family insiders are scrambling to contain the fallout. And just when it seemed like the story couldn't get messier, an anonymous tip hints at a much darker motive behind it all. What really happened behind those closed doors? And why is Beyoncé staying silent while her daughter becomes the center of the storm? Stay tuned. Because the scandal is just beginning. It all began with a leaked audio recording. What sounded like a casual phone conversation quickly spiraled into the most talked about scandal of the year. A voice, calm but confident, was heard discussing what many believed to be confidential details about a young celebrity's cosmetic history. At first, no one knew who the conversation was about, until one name slipped out that sent chills down everyone's spine. Blue Ivy. Yes, Blue Ivy Carter, daughter of the most powerful couple in music history. She's always been known for her grace, her talent, and her incredibly poised public image. But now fans are asking, has everything they believed been a carefully curated illusion? The voice in the audio claimed that adjustments have been made to enhance Blue's facial features, describing procedures like minor rhinoplasty, chin contouring, and even subtle brow work. The internet exploded. Could it really be true? And more importantly, who would dare reveal something so personal? Within hours, the clip went viral. Hashtags like Blue Ivy Exposed and Bayhivealessing It trended worldwide. Speculation turned into obsession. Amateur sleuths and self-proclaimed plastic surgery experts began analyzing photos of Blue Ivy from public appearances over the years, claiming to see clear evidence of changes. Beyoncé, famously private, said nothing. Jay-Z was seen storming out of a ROC Nation meeting, his face grim and jaw tight. Insiders whispered that he was furious and already assembling a legal team to hunt down the leak. But the damage was done. The world was watching. Then came the bombshell. A popular celebrity gossip blogger posted a name, Dr. Alex Remy, a world-renowned cosmetic surgeon known for his high-profile clientele. He had once praised Beyoncé's natural beauty in a now-deleted interview. Now fans were wondering, had he betrayed her trust? Dr. Remy didn't respond for a full day. But when he finally broke his silence, the drama went nuclear. In a short but chilling statement released on social media, he wrote, "I never name names. But sometimes the truth deserves to be seen, especially when it's been buried for too long." The implications were terrifying. Was he admitting to working on Blue Ivy? Was he suggesting that the Carters had tried to cover up cosmetic procedures? And why now? As the story unraveled, more layers of scandal emerged. A former clinic employee came forward anonymously, claiming she had once seen a mother and daughter in the office under heavy disguise. She described an eerie level of secrecy, blocked off hallways, security guards, and a media blackout. "They made us sign double-end us," she said. "No phones, no cameras, nothing. We weren't even allowed to speak their names out loud." Fans were torn. Some felt betrayed, insisting that Blue Ivy was being pushed into an adult world far too early. Others defended the family fiercely, arguing that any decision made was out of love and protection. But the loudest voices were those calling for the truth, demanding Beyoncé come forward and address the rumors. Still, there was only silence. The tension grew thicker when a close family friend, speaking under condition of anonymity, revealed that Beyoncé had known about the leak before it went public. According to this insider, she had begged Dr. Remy not to go forward with any statement. She felt like her daughter's innocence was being torn apart, the friend said. But she also knew that the more she fought it, the more attention it would get. Privately, Beyoncé was said to be devastated. Insiders claimed she barely left her bedroom for 2 days after the leak. Jay-Z, on the other hand, was reportedly on the phone non-stop, working damage control. A source close to the family described the atmosphere in their home as tense, cold, and emotionally charged. And Blue Ivy? According to reports, she was the calmest of them all. One insider said, "She didn't cry. She didn't panic. She just sat there and listened." Another source added, "She's been media trained since she was 5. She knew how to stay composed, but inside, no one knows." As the media frenzy raged on, more clues surfaced. Old paparazzi photos from Europe showed the family entering a private medical building under heavy security. Facial recognition experts online claimed that the photos matched the clinic Dr. Remy worked at. Fan theories exploded. Some insisted Blue Ivy had never undergone any procedure, that this was all a smear campaign. Others said the truth had always been hiding in plain sight. Then came another twist. A second whistleblower, this time a former friend of Dr. Remy, leaked alleged internal emails between the surgeon and his legal counsel. In one shocking message, Dr. Remy allegedly wrote, "I'm tired of being silenced while they walk around pretending perfection is natural. People deserve to know the truth." That single sentence sent fans into a spiral. Had this been building for years? Was this a revenge move? According to the friend, Dr. Remy felt used. Despite helping the Carter family behind the scenes, he was never publicly credited or acknowledged. He reportedly told his team he felt like a ghost with golden hands, essential but invisible. "I made her look like the future," he allegedly said. "And now they act like I never existed." Still, some found his behavior suspicious. Why come forward now? Why target a young girl? Was there a financial motive? Legal experts warned that if proven, his statements could lead to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Others claimed the entire thing was orchestrated, that Dr. Remy wanted fame and Blue Ivy was the easiest target. Amidst all this, fans noticed something unusual. Beyoncé had not only gone silent online, she had removed dozens of photos of Blue Ivy from her Instagram feed. People were stunned. Was it to protect her daughter's privacy? Or was it an attempt to erase the evidence? Paparazzi caught the family leaving a private event in Los Angeles, their faces somber, eyes hidden behind oversized sunglasses. Beyoncé clutched Blue Ivy's hand tightly, while Jay-Z appeared to be arguing with someone over the phone. A lip-reading expert later claimed he was saying, "We should have shut him down months ago." But the most heartbreaking moment came during a charity event in New York. Blue Ivy took the stage to present an award. She looked radiant, poised, elegant and graceful beyond her years. But as she began her speech, her voice wavered. For the first time, she appeared shaken. "Thank you for believing in young girls like me," she said, "even when the world tries to change who we are." The crowd applauded, but behind the curtain, tension erupted. A backstage witness claimed that Beyoncé burst into tears the moment Blue stepped off the stage. She couldn't hold it in anymore, they said. She just kept whispering, "She's just a child. She's just a child," and just when everyone thought it couldn't get more intense. A private voicemail allegedly left by Dr. Remy on a journalist's phone leaked online. His voice, slow and deliberate, said, "They built an empire on beauty and secrets. Now those secrets are cracking, and once they start, they don't stop." What he meant, no one knew for sure. But people started speculating, was there more to be revealed? Was Blue Ivy just the beginning? The beginning? And that's where things took an even darker turn. The very next morning, an anonymous Reddit user claiming to be an ex-employee of the clinic posted a chilling thread titled "You have no idea how deep this goes." Within minutes, it blew up. The user alleged that Blue Ivy wasn't the only member of the Carter family who had received aesthetic adjustments. They suggested there were multiple visits over the years, involving both Beyoncé and Blue, some of which had been paid in cash and under false names. Screenshots of what appeared to be patient intake forms with code names like Queen Alpha and Sunflower C were shared. Fans immediately connected Queen Alpha to Beyoncé and Sunflower C to Blue Ivy. And even though the documents weren't verified, it didn't matter. The damage was already done. By midday, the rumors had reached mainstream news outlets. Tabloid headlines screamed, "The Carter family's plastic past revealed. and inside Beyoncé's secret beauty clinic. Conspiracy videos flooded YouTube, comparing decade-old photos to recent ones, drawing red circles around noses, chins, and cheekbones. Experts chimed in on TV, some siding with the rumors, others calling it a cruel attack on a young girl's self-image. Still, the Carters said nothing, but insiders were speaking and the whispers were louder than ever. A former RSC Nation assistant who left the company last year told reporters that the family had been paranoid about optics for years, especially when it came to Blue Ivy's image. They wanted her to be flawless, she said. Every public appearance was planned down to the angle of the camera. Others began to chime in, makeup artists, stylists, photographers who'd worked with the family. One said he was once instructed to only capture Blue Ivy's left side, claiming it was her preferred profile. Another mentioned special lighting filters used during live events. The implication? Maybe it wasn't just about natural beauty. Maybe it was about maintaining an illusion. The narrative was starting to spin out of control. Then, a former classmate of Blue Ivy's added fuel to the fire by posting a video titled, "What Blue Ivy Was Really Like at School." In it, she claimed that Blue often felt pressured to look perfect and was terrified of disappointing her mom. The girl's eyes welled up as she described Blue skipping lunches, spending hours in makeup trailers before school performances, and once crying quietly in the bathroom after someone joked about her eyebrows. The video went viral within hours. Fans were devastated. They had always seen Blue Ivy as a symbol of empowerment, a confident, radiant young girl raised in a legacy of excellence. Now, that image was being replaced with something far more tragic, a child trapped in an adult world, forced to uphold a standard even her mother struggled to maintain. The backlash was swift. The Bayhive, once a united front, began to fracture. Some fans defended the family, arguing that any mother would do whatever it took to protect her child in a ruthless industry. Others were furious, saying Beyoncé had gone too far. One trending tweet read, "We looked up to her for realness. Now it just feels fake." And amid all this, silence from the Carter camp. Until suddenly, the silence broke. A cryptic Instagram story appeared on Beyoncé's profile, a black background. A single line of white text, no caption. It read, "Truth can be twisted, but love always shows." No explanation. No mention of Blue Ivy. But the internet read between the lines. Was it a denial? A message to fans? Or a quiet way of standing by her daughter while refusing to feed the media circus? Either way, it only raised more questions, especially when, just hours later, a private surveillance video from the clinic mysteriously leaked to the press. The footage was grainy and had no audio, but it clearly showed a woman who looked like Beyoncé and a young girl, presumably Blue Ivy, entering through a back door. They were flanked by security guards, wearing oversized hoodies and dark glasses. The timestamp? February 22. Fans lost it. For some, it was confirmation. For others, it was a violation. Either way, the internet was now convinced something had happened behind those clinic doors. And what was once speculation had now become perceived truth, behind the scenes. Emotions ran high. An insider close to Solange claimed the singer had confronted Beyoncé about the rumors. She told her it was too much, the source said. That Blue was becoming a symbol of everything they once stood against. Allegedly, the conversation ended in a heated argument, with Solange storming out of a private family meeting. Another source described the family as deeply divided. But the most heartbreaking revelation came from someone even closer to the situation, Blue Ivy's former nanny, who spoke anonymously through a voice distortion interview. She claimed that Blue had once asked her, "Do I look okay now? Will people like me more this way?" The nanny broke down in tears on camera. "She's just a little girl," she said. "She should be worried about homework and school dances, not cheekbones and cameras." As the world watched the drama unfold, the pressure on the family intensified. Blue Ivy stopped making public appearances. She missed 2 scheduled events, including a major fashion gala where she was expected to debut a new youth collection she helped design. Instead, her name was removed from the guest list last minute, and a statement cited personal family matters. Meanwhile, Dr. Rennie's clinic was surrounded by reporters. His office issued a formal no comment, but rumors swirled that he had gone into hiding. A neighbor claimed he hadn't returned home in days. Legal experts said he could face serious consequences, not only for the alleged leak, but for violating medical confidentiality and potentially endangering a minor. Still, he remained silent until a mysterious voice message surfaced online, sent to a celebrity gossip channel. "I didn't mean to hurt her," the voice said. "I just wanted people to know that even perfection has a price. That sometimes the truth doesn't set. You free, it just shows you what you've lost." The message was raw, emotional, and filled with regret. Some fans began to speculate that Dr. Remy was having a breakdown. Others believed he was just trying to escape the legal consequences. But the message only deepened the emotional impact of the story, and yet, the story wasn't done, because just when it seemed like things were settling, just when fans thought they'd heard every twist, every confession, every tearful revelation, a new piece of evidence surfaced. One that would change the entire narrative. A screenshot from a private group chat of Hollywood insiders leaked on Twitter. In it, someone claiming to be part of the Carter inner circle wrote, "She didn't want to do it. Jay pushed for it. He said it was for brand protection." The internet froze. Was Jay-Z the one behind it all? And if so, what did that mean for their family? The internet froze. Was Jay-Z the one behind it all? And if so, what did that mean for their family? Within minutes, the group chat screenshot went viral. Fans were stunned. People who once praised Jay-Z as a business genius now questioned whether that brilliance had crossed the line into manipulation. Suddenly, what was once seen as a beauty scandal took on a darker, more personal tone, a father allegedly prioritizing branding over his daughter's well-being. While many refused to believe it, others began pointing to signs that had been overlooked. Old interviews resurfaced where Jay-Z spoke about controlling the narrative and building Blue Ivy's legacy from the start. One clip from a 2018 red carpet event showed him telling a reporter, "She's already a brand. We're just helping her step into it." Fans now viewed those words through a completely different lens. Had this all been calculated? And if so, how long had it been going on? Behind closed doors, insiders said the tension between Beyoncé and Jay-Z had reached a boiling point. May, longtime member of their security team, claimed he'd seen them argue more in the past month than in the last 10 years. "She feels like he pushed too far," he said. "She's protective of Blue in a way he doesn't always understand. This time, she thinks he crossed a line." Emotions ran high. One source even suggested Beyoncé briefly moved out of their shared home in Malibu, taking Blue with her to a private villa in Napa Valley. Paparazzi photos showed moving trucks parked outside their mansion just days after the leaked messages. Fans speculated, was this the beginning of a full-blown separation? But the drama didn't stop there. Another unexpected voice entered the conversation, Solange. After weeks of silence, she posted a cryptic photo to her Instagram, an old Polaroid of her and Blue Ivy laughing on a beach. The caption was just one word, "free." Within an hour, the post had over 2 million likes and thousands of comments. Many fans interpreted it as a quiet show of support for Blue, and possibly a statement of disagreement with how the situation was being handled. The Carter family, once a model of unity, now appeared fractured in full view of the public eye, and in the center of it all, Blue Ivy. Friends of the family described her as confused but strong, saying she'd been spending most of her time journaling and painting. "She's incredibly creative," one source said, "but there's pain in her eyes now, like she knows the world is looking at her differently." The emotional toll was undeniable. At one point, Blue reportedly asked her grandmother Tina Knowles if she could just disappear for a while. The comment broke hearts across the internet after it was leaked in a report by an unnamed family friend. People who had previously scrutinized Blue's every appearance now began to rally around her, creating hashtags like Protect Blue and Let Blue Blue. Yet the pressure continued. As if things weren't bad enough, Dr. Remy unexpectedly broke his silence with a sit-down interview on a major daytime talk show. His appearance was unannounced. No trailers, no press. He simply walked onto the set mid-interview with another guest, forcing the host to pivot live. The studio audience gasped. With a trembling voice and visibly shaking hands, Dr. Remy began to speak. "I didn't plan any of this," he said. "But there comes a time when you can't keep secrets that hurt people." The room was silent. I've worked with some of the biggest names in entertainment, he continued. And yes, the Carters were one of them. I can't share everything. But I will say this, Blue never asked for anything. She was always respectful, always kind. If anything happened, it was never her decision. The host pressed him for details. But Dr. Remy grew visibly uncomfortable. There are things you'd never believe, he said. Contracts, threats, image control that starts before the child is even born. And once you're inside that world, you're not allowed to leave. Fans were shocked. Was he describing a form of image exploitation? Or something even more sinister? While he avoided directly accusing Jay-Z or Beyoncé, his message was clear. Blue Ivy was a product of a machine that cared more about image than innocence. Interview was abruptly cut short by producers. But not before Dr. Remy left the audience. With one final sentence, you think you know these people because they sing songs that move you. But behind closed doors, even love has a contract. The fallout was immediate. Lawyers representing the Carters filed a cease and desist letter against Dr. Remy within hours of the broadcast. But the damage couldn't be undone. Public opinion began to sway again, this time not against Blue, not even entirely against Beyoncé, but towards the man who had built the empire from the ground up. J-Z. Rumors swirled that brand partners were quietly distancing themselves. Blue Ivy's upcoming deals with several youth-oriented fashion labels were suddenly under review. An unnamed executive from a major sponsor said, "We're not comfortable involving a child in something that's being debated in the court of public opinion." It was a stunning turn. The very thing Jay-Z had supposedly tried to protect, Blue's brand, was now unraveling before his eyes. And then came the emotional climax. A week later, at a private family gathering held at Tina Knowles' home, Blue Ivy stood up in front of her family and made a speech. No cameras, no press. But a relative secretly recorded the audio, and it was leaked just days later. Her voice was soft, but steady. "I know there's been a lot said about me," she began. "And I know not all of it is true. But I also know that I didn't choose. This life, I was born into it." She paused. "And if people think I look different or act different or sound different, maybe that's just what happens when you grow up in front of the world." And then, with a tremble in her voice, she said something that stopped everyone cold. "But I want to grow up now just as me." The recording ended with a long silence, and for the first time, even the loudest critics were quiet, because it wasn't about plastic surgery anymore. It wasn't about family branding, power plays, or leaked contracts. It was about a young girl who was never allowed to just be a child, but "I want to grow up now. Just as me." Those words from Blue Ivy's leaked family speech echoed across the internet like a thunderclap. Within hours, fan pages, blogs, and even mainstream media began reposting the audio, many adding emotional captions like, "We failed her, and this is what happens when fame forgets childhood." The backlash against the industry itself began to mount. Celebrities, influencers, and public figures started speaking out. Some posted childhood pictures of themselves with messages like, "No filters, no surgery, just me," in solidarity with Blue. Others shared emotional confessions about how they too were pressured into perfecting their appearance from a young age. It became a movement overnight, not just about one girl, but about the price of perfection in the spotlight. Still, the spotlight refused to fade. Jay-Z's team released a carefully worded statement denying any involvement in or encouragement of cosmetic procedures for Blue Ivy. It claimed the anonymous chat leak was falsified and called the entire narrative an orchestrated attempt to damage a powerful Black family. The statement didn't name Dr. Remy directly, but made it clear legal actions were underway against any parties falsely claiming medical involvement with the Carter family. But that same day, Dr. Remy vanished. His office was shuttered. His personal website redirected to an error page. Even his medical license information disappeared from state databases. Some said he had gone into hiding. Others claimed he had been silenced. Conspiracy theories exploded. Was this the Carters pulling strings behind the scenes, or was Dr. Remy simply running from the chaos he created? Beyoncé, once again, said nothing. Instead, her actions spoke louder than any words. Just days later, she released a short film titled Mirrors. The film, directed and written by Beyoncé herself, featured no dialogue, only haunting music and a series of visual metaphors. A young girl dances alone in a hall of mirrors. Each time she spins, her reflection changes, one with makeup, one with bruises, one with a crown, one with tears. Fans interpreted it as a response to the Blue Ivy scandal. Others called it a desperate attempt to reclaim control of the narrative. But no one could deny the message. Identity, especially for young girls in the spotlight, is never really their own. And still, Blue Ivy remained silent until she wasn't. On a quiet Sunday evening, she posted a handwritten letter to her private fan account, which was quickly screenshot and shared across the internet. In it, she wrote, "Dear world, I know you've been talking about me. Some of it has hurt, some of it made me think. But I've learned something very important. You don't have to be perfect to be proud of who you are. I like my face. I like my hair. I like my smile. I am me, and I don't want to be anybody else." The letter went viral instantly. Fans around the world flooded her comments with love, praise, and apologies. Hashtags like, "We love you, Blue," "Blue is enough," and "Be Yourself Queen" trended globally for days. Even some of the harshest critics backtracked, realizing that in their thirst for scandal, they'd forgotten the very real child at the center of it all. But behind the healing, there was still one major question left unanswered. Who really leaked the information? Weeks passed with no answer, until an anonymous email was sent to a major entertainment journalist. The subject line read, "The real betrayal came from within." The email claimed that the original leak did not come from Dr. Remy at all, but from someone far closer to the Carter family. According to the email, a former RSC Nation staffer, a woman who had worked in personal branding for the family, had stolen confidential notes and audio clips during her final weeks before being let go. Allegedly, she'd grown bitter after being denied a promotion and had reached out to a tabloid in secret. Journalists investigated further and found records confirming that the staffer had recently received a six-figure consulting fee from a well-known gossip outlet. Once confronted, the outlet admitted to purchasing exclusive information, but refused to reveal the identity of their source. The revelation rocked the entire narrative. Dr. Remy, who had remained in hiding, suddenly resurfaced with a pre-recorded video uploaded to a private streaming channel. In it, he looked visibly aged and exhausted. He spoke slowly, calmly. "I never said Blue Ivy had surgery," he began. "I said people deserve the truth, but I never meant for her to be hurt. I was manipulated too, pulled into something bigger than myself." He claimed he'd been baited by leading questions, provoked by whispers of exposure, and threatened with old debts being made public. "They played me," he said, "just like they played her." The video ended with a single sentence. "I'm sorry, Blue." Public opinion flipped again. Dr. Remy went from villain to victim in less than 24 hours. Beyoncé's team did not respond. Jay-Z, however, posted a rare, raw Instagram story that read, "I should have done more to protect my daughter. I forgot the world don't play fair." Fans were stunned. Was that a confession? A crack in the famously armored image of Jay-Z? Whether it was damage control or a genuine moment of regret, one thing was clear. The Carter empire had been shaken. Not destroyed, but undeniably changed. Blue Ivy took a step back from the spotlight in the months that followed. She reportedly enrolled in a small private school abroad, where no cameras were allowed and students signed confidentiality agreements. Sources say she's happier there. Freer. As for the Carters, insiders say their relationship has shifted. Beyoncé has taken more time for herself, investing in art and activism. Jay-Z, some say, has focused on reconnecting with his family away from the public eye. The scandal faded. Slowly, like smoke after a fire, the headlines moved on. The internet found new drama. But for those who watched it all unfold, and especially for the girl at the center of it, the scars may last forever. Still, something had changed. Blue Ivy Carter had spoken her truth. And in doing so, she reminded the world of something they had forgotten. She's not just a brand, not just a legacy, not just the daughter of icons. She's a human being. And finally, she's allowed to just be one. And there you have it, a story that began with a whisper, spiraled into a storm, and ended with a young girl's quiet but powerful voice cutting through the noise. Blue Ivy Carter, once seen only as the polished heir to music royalty, became a symbol of something far more human: vulnerability, resilience, and the struggle to be seen as more than just a name. From leaked audio and anonymous sources to emotional family confrontations and an entire internet caught in the middle, this scandal didn't just shake Hollywood, it exposed how easily fame can blur the line between truth and fiction. Love and image, childhood and responsibility. The Carter family may never be the same again. But maybe, just maybe, that's a good thing, because if there's one thing the saga has taught us, it's that behind every headline, every rumor, every viral clip, there's a real person. And sometimes, the bravest thing someone can say is, I just want to be me. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Blue Ivy was pressured into something she never asked for? Was Dr. Remy a villain or a victim? And did Jay-Z's ambition go too far, or was he simply trying to protect what he built? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're reading every single one. Don't forget to like the video if you were shocked by the twists and turns. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because we've got even more exclusive stories, deep dives, and celebrity exposes coming your way. This isn't just gossip. It's the drama they don't want you to see. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and never stop asking what's real.